What explains the persistence of Starlight tours in Canada? And how did authorities justify or ignore the practice? Starlight tours. Sounds very pleasant. Starlight tour. What's a Starlight tour? It's something that's said to be a practice in the Canadian province of Saskatchewan. The capital of Saskatchewan is Saskatoon. Would you like to see the map? I'll show you the map. All right, here we go. Where is map? We shall find the Saskatchewan. So we are going to North America. We're going to Canada. In Canada, you can see this SK over here. Pretty large province, right? North of Montana and North Dakota, Saskatchewan. And the capital of Saskatchewan is Saskatoon. Excuse me. So, if you take a look at the coordinates, it's pretty high up north. Okay. And it gets pretty cold in winter. Pretty cold in winter. The temperatures in the Saskatoon region, in the Saskatchewan region, drop to minus 20s, the minus 20s degrees Celsius, sometimes even minus 30s, minus 30, 31, 32, whatever. Okay. And there's a lot of Native American people who live in this region. So the Canadian police, the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, RCMP, and Saskatoon Police and Saskatchewan Police, they have this charming practice. What they do is that they will catch some Native American person, typically somebody who has had a drink or two. They will accuse the person of drunkenness, put that person in a police vehicle in the evening, drive them out of the city a few kilometers, and leave them in the night out there. When the temperature goes to minus 25, minus 30 degrees, so what happens? That person will freeze to death. And that practice has been known to happen since at least the 1970s. I'm sure it's got a great history that must go back to the several centuries, but it's known to have been a thing since at least the 1970s. And there are several examples, several names that are known of Native American people who were taken for a Starlight tour in this manner by the Canadian police. And so that's what a Starlight tour is. And has any action been taken against the police? Not really. Nothing serious, nothing much. Do authorities justify this? They don't justify it. For the longest time, they tried to deny it ever exists. Now they say that, yeah, we're looking into it, blah, blah, blah. Do they ignore the practice? They're trying their best to ignore it and to brush it under the carpet. Now, what explains this? Why do the Canadian police have this practice of taking innocent people, native people, and throwing them out into the open in the night, in winter, several kilometers away from a city where you can't reach the city before you freeze to death? Why do they do that? Because the North American settlers are descendants of mainly Englishmen. And the English did not come to North America looking for gold or treasure. They came looking for land. And if you want land, you want to clear the land of whatever existed on the land. So if you're a farmer and you want to have a plantation, and if there are, let's say, some animals on the land who eat your crops, you will treat them as pests and you will want to exterminate them. Similarly, the English sought to exterminate the natives. And that approach, that attitude, that desire still persists. The natives are regarded as pests. In Australia, the natives were classified as flora and fauna. Fauna mainly, which means animals, not humans. And that was used to justify their extermination. In Tasmania, the natives were entirely exterminated. And today in Australia, the natives are They barely exist. And in Australia, which people is it? It's the English, isn't it? In the US and Canada, again, it's the English. So they have had the same attitude towards land. So the natives are seen as a nuisance. They are seen as an inconvenience. And the sooner the natives cease to exist, the better it will be for the English, so that they can take over all the land and that sort of thing. So it's racism. It's a continuation of a desire to genocide the natives. And yeah, that's what explains the persistence of the Starlight tours. It's the fact that the natives are second class citizens. They are barely regarded as citizens, and they are treated the way the Romani are treated in Europe. Right? So that's why these Starlight tours persist.